And I only bought sheets from IKEA.
Really?
But
Pretty little thing with your pretty little dreams. I can see you, I can see you. Passing every day, waiting for a chance to say, I am here too, I am here too. You gotta have some fun, yeah, you'll never be as young as you are today, as you are today. So do a little dance and take a bigger chance. Do it your way, do it your way. You don't have to have it all together now.
Good morning. It is Thursday. It's Thursday morning, and I am going off to work. And as I get to work, Kirsten's gonna take the car, so she's not stranded all day.
that's one of the bummer things about only having one car is you have to coordinate who's taking it when. And usually that means I have to drive with Mike in the morning with Lucy and get her ready earlier than I normally would. But whatever. We're going to IKEA today, so it's gonna be a good one. Maybe Michael's, maybe Winners, probably Olsen's.
Don't mind the speed bumps.
So I will probably take you with me today. It's gonna be a boring day, but
Well,
no doctor's appointments or anything.
probably a little less boring without Negative Nancy.
It's so sunny.
Negative Nancy Mike beside you saying, why are we here? Why are we at IKEA? I don't want to go to IKEA.
We need sheets. We're back in the neighborhood where we used to live, and it was when we were going through all of our infertility treatments that we were living here. It's like, I don't know if you can see it. We lived in those apartment buildings while we were going through our infertility treatments, and we drive to the next town to see our doctor all the time, and it's super convenient because we could get right onto the highway where we needed to go.
Funny thing is, at the time, we're like, wow, the area is really sketchy. It's really like the ghetto. And then we move to a place a little bit less sketchy, and then we come back and we look around like, oh, they really cleaned up the place. Like, it's not as sketchy as we thought it was.
So, story time with Kirsten. When we were still living in the apartments, they hadn't done anything. I don't know if you could see, but it has brand new siding and they look like brand new buildings. But when we were living there, they were in the process of starting that. And our building looked like super, like, why would you live there safely? And we were coming in after getting some groceries or probably going out for dinner at Boston Pizza because it was literally across the parking lot. And I see these two guys and they're obviously doing a drug transaction. Turn here, babe, it's faster. And I decided to vocalize that because I'd never really seen one before. And the next day, our apartment building was tagged, like, had a gang tag on it. So that was a learning curve. And then that's when we also decided we really needed to move because the medication I was on at the time seemed to be working, and so we had a chance of getting pregnant, and the thought of having a baby and living in that apartment building kind of scared us. So we moved to our house, and yeah, that's the story. But it's still always strange whenever I drive through here because I feel connected to the place somehow because we used to live here too. We're legitimate. So yeah. Oh, we're at work. Are you just chilling? Uh-huh. Are you Mama's favorite shopping companion? Hey guys, take off my sunglasses. Oh, ugh, it's so bright. So Lucy and I just finished shopping at IKEA. Mike is going to be very proud of me because I only walked out with what I went for, which never happens. I almost bought some curtains and some rods so I can block off the storage in our basement and we can turn the basement into like a playroom / living room. But I didn't, which is a big deal for me. That's gonna have to be a project for a different time. I'd like to do that this summer and move lots of Lucy's toys downstairs, but I don't want to spend that money and then I'm gonna want to buy a couch, and we're trying to save our money now and pay off our debt, not get into more. So really proud of myself for that. I also didn't get any Swedish meatballs, which is one thing you need to know about me, is that I could eat Swedish meatballs with the lingonberry sauce all day, every day, and Mike hates it. So whenever I buy a bag and the little gravy packs just for like meals that I don't have to think about, he gets really sad because he hates it, and he'll eat it because he's hungry, but he won't enjoy it. So I didn't get it, which makes me kind of sad, but it's also probably good because there's been like the recalls on them. I don't know. But now I'm sitting in the car with the air conditioning on. Lou's in the back in her car seat. You can't see her because I haven't fixed the mirror in the back yet. And now I'm trying to figure out, what am I gonna do for lunch? Blaze pizza, Edo. After a long day of errands, I thought it'd be fun to go to the spray park. It's just behind there. But I opened the back seat door, and what do I find but little Miss fast asleep. Oh, she's so stinking cute. I don't really mind. We missed almost all of our nap time today. She slept a little bit in the car, but I'm glad she's sleeping. I'm sad I don't get to go to the spray park. Oh, still tired? Should we go to the spray park? Do you want to go to the spray park? Here we go.
Did you get wet? Did you get wet when she got wet?
Yeah, she got very wet.
Hello. Just got off work. And we're heading home.
Ooh, those are all wet. Lucy and I ended up running errands all day. We haven't been home once. So I ended up choosing Panda Express.
Oh,
In case you were wondering where we went to Panda Express.
How was it?
It was good, but I didn't get rice or the noodles. I just got vegetables because there's zucchini in the vegetables and broccoli, and those are my favorites. And then it's better for you. That's how I justified going to Panda Express. Lucy liked it. She ate almond orange chicken.
Yeah.
And I only bought sheets from IKEA.
Really?
But I also went to Marshall's and HomeSense and Walmart. So we may or may not have a new duvet cover as well. And some things to hang on the wall. And pillowcases.
Things to hang on the wall, like pictures?
Yeah. Like different things.
You bought art?
Yeah.
Lucy got wet at the spray park as I was finishing up work.
Yeah, there's the water buckets that fill with water, and then once they're full enough, they'll tip. She was crawling underneath it, and I didn't realize that they were on because nothing had tipped yet. And then it dumped right on top of her. She was not happy. Not happy. It was kind of cute.
She looks so cute.
So then I picked her up, calmed her down, and then she wanted to go down and crawl again, which I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And then the same thing happened again, but on a different part of the park. So she got doused twice. And so on top of just being like tired and probably hungry, she's now wet. She's wearing Daddy's work sweater because I didn't have a towel on me.
Yeah, we're going to New York. It's pretty exciting.
It's our first vacation together, and because we didn't go on a honeymoon. Like when we were gonna go to Jasper or Banff for our honeymoon, but then we found out that Mike was hired as a teacher and he started work a couple days after we were married, and so there wouldn't have been any time to go. because we had to move all of our stuff into our place as well. So we didn't go on a honeymoon. We stopped on the way at a hotel and then we took 2 days to drive up instead of a few days from where we were married. And so we've always been like, one day we're gonna go on a vacation, just the two of us, and it's gonna be great, and all of that jazz. And when we were going through infertility the first time, I was still a student, so we had no money, and Mike was working part-time as a teacher. He wasn't quite full-time yet, and a first-time teacher. All my first year teachers out there, holla back. So the budget was real tight, and we just didn't have the money for it. And then on top of like the fertility treatments and everything too, although we were really blessed that the majority of the medication was covered by Mike's health insurance, which was a huge, huge blessing, because we would not have been able to afford that at all. And then in Alberta, health coverage works out a little bit differently. It's not quite as, it's expensive still to do all the fertility treatments, but it's not quite as intensive as it is in the States, from what I've heard. I've never gone through fertility treatments in the States, so I couldn't tell you personally. So we just didn't have any money, because I was in school, first year teacher for Mike.
We don't have a lot of things planned, but there's so much to do that it's kind of, we could literally just wander for the day and run into like 15 things. And we're like, I'm not very like atypical, like every 15 minutes has to be planned out. And much to, I'm sure, Kirsten's chagrin, I like to fly off the cuff of my sleeves most of the time. Just kind of go off the flow. But we do have some things planned out and looking into a few more things. So we just really want to enjoy our time and not get too overwhelmed with surroundings and everything. So
we're home, so I don't know if we're gonna talk again tonight, because we're just gonna have a barbecue maybe, or eat leftovers, get dry, make Lucy happy, justify my purchases today. Alright, see you guys later.
See you guys.
Oh, 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 oh.